dogs, this guy likes hamsters, you know, this guy likes keeping bearded dragons, that guy likes ball python, you know, that's great. The guy from National Rifle Association, he wants to be involved because he still wants to be able to buy bullets for his big gun. Whatever, whoever, I mean, we're all, if we're against it, then we're all together. That's the way I look at it. Now, getting to your local congressman, and I wanted to touch base on that a little bit, and I'm going to try to make this as simple as I can possibly make it. To be a constituent, basically that means, that's what the zip code's important for. You are a constituent by, from your congressman, according to your zip code, which is his district. You hired him, he works for you, you shouldn't be afraid to call this person or any congressman in your state. The thing is, if you are actually in the district for your congressman, you're going to get through, you're going to get heard, because that's how it works. It works better that way because they're servicing your area. That doesn't mean that you can't call any other congressman in your state or any other state for that matter. But what I'm trying to get at is when the zip code thing basically means, hey, they service you, you're from their state or you're from their district, and that's how they feel about that. Now, as far as the 11th hour is concerned, the 11th hour is going to be a humongous phone call campaign. And that phone call campaign is going to start off with the committee members. But if it gets passed on the 23rd and it gets on the floor, that's when our smaller, our congressmen from our states, you know, some of them that might not even be clued in on this yet, are going to get involved. And that's when you've got to know how to get a hold of the congressman in your district, and you need to be able to get emails to them, you need to be able to get faxes to them, you need to get mails to them, and you need to be able to pick up the phone. And then when I mean pick up the phone, I'm not talking about you're actually going to get, you know, the President of the United States on the phone and be crapping your pants. We're not going to get to that point. Some of you will speak to your congressman, some of you won't. You'll get a staffer, and when you speak to this person, they're going to say, can I ask you what this is about? And it's going to be HR669. You're going to say that you totally oppose it. You might be able to say how you feel about it. You might not. The main thing is it will be documented, it will be recorded, it will create a buzz. They got 10 phone calls today opposing HR669. They got 100 the next day, 1,000 the next day, or whatever. The whole thing is to start the ball rolling and get the buzz going. And that's how a buzz is created in anything. It starts off little, then more people get involved, and more people get involved, more people start traveling. It travels like wildfire, and then it is a buzz. And whether it's a good buzz or a bad buzz, we all seem to find out a way about it. So that is what I'm trying to say about that. And Ralph, you didn't say anything. But basically what I'm trying to say is, and I know I'm blurring here, is your local congressman, the congressman in your district, your zip code is the guy that you're going to have to be able to pick up the phone and be comfortable about calling them. You don't want to be stuttering and blurbing like me. And like I said, a lot of times you're not even going to get them. You're going to get a staffer, and you're going to leave a name and number. Could I please get a call back? This is how I feel. Blase, blase. The main thing is you picked up the effort, you made the phone call. If you don't make the phone call, the phone's not ringing and nobody's recording anything. Nobody knows that you're opposed to it through a phone call if you don't make the phone call. So, you know, don't be afraid to do that. Getting back to everything else. Phone calls, faxes, email campaigns, what am I thinking? I can't think about it. I've already lost my mind as far as the list. Petitions, hard letters, all of that stuff. They're all tools in your arsenal that we need to know. We need to all be comfortable with it. We don't need to be super great at it. Some are going to be fast, some are going to be slow. But we all need to be comfortable enough that when the troops need to be rallied, we don't have to beg or anything else. We can send out blasts. We can point people into certain websites and say, all right, here's what we're doing. This is what's going on. That's what we got to do. And everybody can basically say, all right, I remember how I did that. I know what I'm doing. As far as any type of letter that you're writing from the heart on your own, which I highly recommend, make sure you keep your documents and you keep all that stuff stored, because you can reflect back on them and get ideas for your next letter, or do some copying and pasting. You know, make things simple on yourself. And, you know, that you definitely want to, I've already started it. You want to have an HR669 folder, or your HERP law folder, or your law folder, or whatever. You know, your against this one's folder, whatever. You basically want to try to organize all your stuff, all your email blasts, anything that you've ever been sent and all that. Keep that all in one little spot so you can reflect back on it, look at it, and remember how you did things, so it's real simple. But most times, nine times out of 10, everybody's going to be directed on this. You know, we're all going to know what to do, including me. I mean, I'm just learning as I go kind of thing. I just like to try to take the hard edges off all the information and soften it and try to explain it a little bit better, because believe me, I'm nobody. All I am is a guy with a big mouth. Always had a big mouth, and you know, that's why I'm here. I'm just trying to help explain things a little bit better, like I've been explaining on my site forever. You know, I just like to do that, and it's so much simpler than returning emails and, you know, filling out all the same thing a million times, or sitting down and writing it. I can just put it up on a video. It's quicker than a podcast, and you guys get to see me. So other things we're thinking of is famous people, trying to get some famous people behind us. I'm not actually going to name names, but we have some really good ideas, and we have been in contact with some people that I would really, really hope get involved. And actually I am going to name some names, and that would be Slash, that would be Ted Nugent, possibly Penn and Teller. You know, we're always open to suggestions. If any of you guys out there know anybody famous that would really get behind us and help us get some media coverage, help us take this up to the next level, you know, make it newsworthy. Howard Stern, are you listening? It would just really, really, really be nice, and we're actually trying that. We've got some people out there that have got their feelers out, but I find it hard to believe that nobody who is famous or really high up the ladder there in Hollywood has even taken notice to this or said anything. And for all I know, they already have, and they've got their own agenda. But we do know that there's some very, very powerful organizations that exactly know what's going on right here, and they're dealing with it internally. And speaking about internally, and then I'm going to roll out on this, I wanted to talk about USARK real quick. I've been a member on the board of USARK since it started. I never felt good about it, only because I am quote-unquote a reptile breeder. I breed snakes, I try to make money off my snakes, and that's how I make a living. And I know that that is a total conflict of interest on the board of directors from USARK standpoint, you know, to me. And getting back to that, the way I'm going to fire back at that is, when we started email, when we started this, it would have definitely been better to have somebody involved that wasn't actually a snake breeder or a lizard breeder or whatnot. But when we started this, it was shoestring. We only had a few people that we were interested in that could actually commit and each take their own little job and go ahead and do it. And it was money. It all boils down to that. It's really, really tough to get money right now. The economy's rough, and you know, some of the powers that be in the snake world just don't have the money. And it's totally understood. I mean, just the way that, you know, things have been selling for people, you know, they're worried about their own self, let alone contribute money into USARK to help us spread the word, help us get Andrew Wyatt sent all over the place, you know, help us make, you know, all of our media packages, and help us, you know, promote and build websites and create databases and hire lobbyists and all that stuff. I understand that a lot of people feel like, you know, that's what's good for the goose is good for the gander. You know, of course, Ralph's going to be on the board there, and you know, this is going to save his livelihood. Well, you're right. That's exactly